Do you believe in miracles? We got Fizzle in the house. Fizzle, what's good, man? Fizzle, glad to have you here.
Let's go. This the South Harmon podcast. Glad you here today. Hit that Patreon link if you here to stay. Dynasty best ball, that's my favorite way. 40 chess trade show, let's make a trade today or check a AMA. You know Adam at the ATM. Mike always in the building, he gon' stay with him. They gon' start every show off with their own trade. Fantasy's a big ocean, they made their own wave. Make sure you tapping in Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesday night, Saturday morning, ain't no better way. Hit that notification bell when the news break. Go subscribe right now, don't get the news late. Destination Devi, that's the team. Dynasty Football, man, that's my favorite thing. I remember Biggie said it was all a dream. Now people watching on their phones and computer screens. Welcome to the team. Let's start the show.
I'm still alive, Adam. I'm still alive. We made it out the other end.
Made it.
Tuesday night AMA, we were back again. You put my ass on a plane last night. Damn, bro, I didn't get back till like 1:30 here. 1:30 my time. Slept damn near all day. I'm glad I took today off of work because I am a hurting puppy. But you gotta get an AMA in, bro. You gotta get an AMA in. While you adjust your camera back, right? That camera got a lot of use.
Definitely, man. This camera got a lot of use. I think I see a little spot in there. Damn it. But we got some good use out of it. And Mike, we got a special one on AMA because you got a little secret sauce coming your way. A little impromptu graduation treats for Survivor semester. So that's gonna happen on the show at some point, man.
Like, I gotta get this in too because ultimately this will get revenue shared because some dickhead out there always puts revenue sharing on this part of the video.
Always.
The beat, it's ours. Get off our shit, bro. just so when I watch it back when it inevitably gets flagged. Get off our shit.
Get off of it. All right, y'all been trying to be on South Harmon this whole time. We're blowing up, but you can't have it. All right, you can't have it. Listen, man. Let's talk about the expo, everybody. Mike, this was all things at once was just, man, I'm still reminiscing about this trip, dude. It's hard to put into words how ridiculous it was for everybody, the whole crew. And I don't know if there was any thoughts you wanted to start with.
I don't want to get too emotional, man. I got out of Cleveland last night without crying. So like, don't do it now. All right, well, I see the cast and couch is still in the background.
Listen, man, we got we got a little spot for you here. It's all good. When you get back.
I'm glad to know I ain't going nowhere. Right, that's my spot right there.
We got.
I even bet that arm out.
Yeah, that one arm I think might be needing some reupholstering and maybe like totally reworked.
Yeah, Brownie the elf, they're peeing on my head the whole time.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it was great from start to finish. From when I landed Tuesday night, we hooked up Wednesday, did some content. We also met up with my cousin. And then Thursday, like the school, for those of you who weren't there, far exceeded my wildest expectations. I know you've been telling me, man, this place is dope. Like, it's really nice. And then we get there and just the aesthetics of it, it's us. It was us. And then the people started showing up. And you want to talk about us. Like, that's us. It didn't matter if they were in their early 20s, if they were in their 40s or pushing 50. Like, the people who stayed with us, they just like us, man. They just like us.
That's why they're there,
we
man.
all wild. It is crazy, right? It was such a great group of guys. We had the Dynasty Trades and 5 guys staying with us, Fizzle. And then we just made so many memories. It was like every day was something new to reminisce and talk about. And
right.
All culminated, Sunday with just incredible amounts of people coming up to us at the booth and, just being able to talk to all these big names in the space that I told you I wouldn't fanboy this year. I was still fanboying. I lied.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you, not in the beginning, not only in the beginning, not only in the middle, but even after all the greatness that the team really had put out. Last night, Mike hits me with the crazy fanboy, man, and I can't share it because it's a surprise to the group. But we're still fanboys at heart. I'm sorry, man.
We're still fanboys. Shout out to Gary, man, the guy who
Gary,
owns
the
that
owner,
and doing
man.
the renovations on that. Oh man, one of the coolest guys I think I've ever met. It's so awesome. I can't wait. We talked with Gary too. Like we're definitely going to try to get it for a week-long event next year.
Mike, you want to hear something crazy about that? I haven't told you yet even. We locked that in, remember? And I'm telling you, you could start to feel the energy. Like people heard about the school and all that. It was making a lot of noise. I told Gary, listen, handshake deal, pay whatever you need. Like let's lock it in. The day after you left, he texted me, do you know who Robert is? He tried to book it on Airbnb. I said, that ain't me. He said, okay, I'll decline it.
Oh, Gary, dope. Gary,
how crazy is that, bro?
Get out of here, Robert.
Sorry, man. But Mike, that's how crazy the wave was. They released the date that last day of the expo, right? Somebody was trying to book that literally that day, a year in advance.
Nah. Get out of here, Robert.
Sorry, pal.
Gary's got us.
Yeah, some pretty cool stuff, man. Was going down. A lot of really cool collabs. Like just seeing everybody together that had not met before, right? Like this was the first time meeting almost all these guys. So it was really cool to have that in person, man, and to see how well they all connected. And then ultimately, like there's so many highlights, but the highlights for me are watching our team succeed without us. Like literally, we weren't even around. So Mike and I are watching the women's panel, right? They had the women's panel, which was really good. I'm like, man, Koopa's. Maybe we shouldn't just leave Koopa out there by himself, like at the booth. Like, it's a lot to man for an hour. You're like, all right, go check on him, right? So I go over to walk over there, and I see, Koopa's still there, but T-Rock was helping him in the booth. He walks up to me, hey man, you missed it. Matt Harmon was here, and I'm like, oh yeah. I pulled him over, and listen, he's gonna talk about WoRP on tomorrow's show. I'm like, Koopa, you close Matt Harmon? You're ready, buddy. Yeah, it's all you. Like,
you've been anointed, my friend.
Actually, not only are you ready, let me just get out of your way. Let me get out of your hair. So that was really cool. Matt Harmon did shout out the WoRP tool on the Yahoo podcast yesterday. So, just seeing that, man. We didn't even have a booth last year. This year, Koopa is just destroying the booth. Everybody basically knew who Koopa was, too. T-Rock did a great job, too.
It was so incredible, man. And then our boy Fizzle, you got his chat pulled up here. That experience that he had with Dez melted my heart, man. Like, I'm so happy for Fizzle to be able to experience that. And I got to live vicariously through him in that moment. And I know you guys all went over and you got to watch him do that interview on Sunday. I stayed at the booth, so I keep spitting game. But Fizzle, don't worry, man. I was there in spirit. In spirit. I probably would have cried if I was over there, to be honest, man. I was holding back tears when Fizzle was leaving on Sunday. Man. So I mean that was dude real. Was incredible, man. I can't say enough about Fizzle. How much we vibed with him and the whole weekend. Everybody that was there at the South Harmon school, amazing, man.
Like to that Fizzle point. Go ahead.
I would say, though, I was ready to come back, man. My body hurts still to this day. No sleep.
See, I got the couch still out. He's like, no, man, I was ready to get out of there.
Oh, man, I've been tired as hell all day. Like, everything hurts. I feel like I just went through 2 a days. You know what I mean? But when you only sleep maybe 2 hours a day, we went hard. Listen, some people went really hard, but
yeah, I
went hard enough for myself.
Yeah, the sleep was definitely on E. The one thing Fizzle talked to me about, which was really, really cool, he puts this in here, and these will be the last things I share just off the cuff. If anyone has questions or thoughts on the expo or things they want to know about, let me know. But so Fizzle was, such a genuine dude, and he's been texting me, when should I get in? And I'm like, listen, man, you get in whenever you want. Like, the festivities don't start till Friday. But personally, if I'm you, like, especially you're making that hike from Maryland, Suitland, like, I'm coming in on Thursday. He kind of seemed like he wasn't sure, but he's like, you know what, I'm going to come in on Thursday. Thursday night was so fun. Friday wakes up, and he puts all the Dez jerseys on the bed and just, sends out the tweet. Rest is history from there. But what was crazy is that happened, him being on Thursday, and then he said that he felt like the whole squad wanted everything that they could do in their power to try to help him meet Dez. And like that was, I think, kind of one of the themes was everybody was there in unison, and it was like a collective community. Even people that were like, you know, big time in the space, they're like, hey, who are all these people wearing these South Harmon poop shirts? You know, who are all these guys? This is us, man. These are our guys right here. These are shitheads, you know?
Man, it didn't feel like everywhere we went to, every party or whatever, there was just like packs of shitheads.
Man, we could never get in one car. We were deep, but we were scattered too. It was fun, man.
Oh man, that Friday night too. Like shout out to Xbox or Johnny Tsunami or Dan or however you know him, right? Like I'm in the middle of walking back after that Friday night party, and you know, it's just sprinkling, Adam. I'm not thinking nothing of it. It's maybe 4 or 5 blocks back to the Airbnb. I get about a block into it, man, and you get that giant. You remember that giant crack of lightning? Like I seen it hit the building.
Well, here's the thing: Mike and I were not in the same place. I was actually walking with the Dynasty Trades and 5 people, and the crack of lightning hit. It honestly felt like it was right above our head. It hit some kind of a structure, but Mike and I were not in the same place, and we both thought we were going to get capped.
Well, like I saw it hit the building. It was so loud. I tried not to poop my pants, and then immediately after, just a torrential downpour. Like I was okay with the sprinkling. When it went torrential downpour, I'm soaked head to toe. My dudes are wet. Like I'm trying to take cover under the awnings. Xbox, he's like hitting me up on the Discord call. Like, where you at? I'm like, it's too late for me. Go on without me. Only 2 blocks away, but you got to say everything. He still stopped, picked me up, took me back. So,
yeah, man.
What a weekend, man.
Hey, so I'm gonna ask the chat real quick. Do you want us to do some questions and do the video like more mid, or do you want to do the video now? It's about like 10 to 12 minutes. It's video from the expo. You know, kind of impromptu for the graduation of Savage semester. So let us know you want us to play it now or do questions. I'll start looking for questions until I get some answers on which way, man. You know, we can do either one. You tell us, you know.
You got that Savage video, man.
Hey, man, listen, I've been working on 2 different videos, and I was like, about an hour and a half ago, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to get them both done. Focus on one. And you know, I got to have the expo actual footage, you know? Like, that's the one. It's tough to pick one.
So, it's still fresh, man. Steven,
video has to be now. Video has to be now, they're saying. All right, y'all ready?
All right, hit that. Hit it.
Hit it. Here at South Harmon, we always tell you we practice what we preach. And what do we preach here? Being realistic, set realistic goals. And that's the first thing. You have to understand that every single class is not the same. You know, I get a batch of kids and I think to myself, how can I be realistic? Like, what does this class potential look like? And you got to be honest. Sometimes you get, you know, pretty rock star group of kids. You get lucky. These are the ones that I want to form into shitheads that will mean something. They could be difference makers. And sometimes you get a class that, you know, frankly just doesn't have the same talent. And you can't treat them all the same. They don't have the same talent. I'm not going to hold them to the same standards. The class we have sometimes is just shit. And I'm looking at this 2023 class, and frankly, one of the biggest challenges I'm looking to face ever. So I look at myself, how do I get the most out of this class that's just, you know, a bunch of guys that show up every day? Can I get them to show up every day? Can I get them to try? Can I get them to learn the simple things, quarterback hoarding, learning the WoRP tool? But I was determined to get the most out of every kid here. Every one of these shitheads, they may not be the brightest. They may not be the smartest. But damn it, they're my shithead. Professor McNutted, do you feel that this class, the 2023 class, highly questionable by some, is worthy of the shithead name that they have now claimed?
Oh, they definitely shitheads.
What would you take of it? What have you learned? What do you think they've learned? What will they do with this shithead way that we've all have now?
I've learned the limits of my liver and how much abuse it can take. I've gone through at least 47 barrels of vodka during this semester. I now own a distillery because of this. It's much cheaper if I just make it myself. As far as what they've learned how to tear shit up.
Do you think this life skill that they've learned will help them progress as shitheads in the future?
No, it's absolutely not applicable at all.
Speaking of applicable, you know, with the recent transpiring of financial negativity over the weekend. Do you feel that Koopa is ready to hopefully keep the company alive tomorrow with the WoRP tool?
He's going to earn it. He's going to earn it. He's going to have to show some skin, shake his ass.
He's going to have to ask a lot of what can WoRP do for you?
He's going to have to be Koopa.
Koopa. Valedictorian of the class. Have you thought about this? Who do you believe is the valedictorian, and should they give a speech?
It definitely has to be my boy Schumer out there just finessing right behind your face as you're asking questions.
If there was only a camera to get this, but good for you, buddy. Of all the shitheads that did graduate this year, are there any that, put it like this, they're out there on the street wearing your South Harmon quarterback hoarding shirt. Do you feel in this scenario that they represent the brand well?
Well, they embody the brand. That's for sure.
Do you think the South Harmon way is to be bodying?
I think we're going to catch a lot of bodies.
Any final thoughts from you, Mr. Professor McNutted, on any particulars in this class, individuals, thought processes, things you've learned or they've learned?
When I started, I had an afro. As you can see, it's been downhill since then.
That will be all, Professor McNutted. We'll give you one more year in 2024.
Contract renewed, baby. Let's go.
God willing that Koopa keeps the company alive.
Go Birds. Mr. Schumer, take a seat. Get comfortable.
Yes, sir.
This Savage semester, some very important questions need to be asked about what you learned to see if you're qualified to graduate, sir.
All right.
First and foremost, how many quarterbacks is too many to take in a QB horde startup?
Ain't never been too many.
My man. My man.
Hashtag Denzel.
Out of all the Savage tier, who is most likely to end up in jail next to you?
That's a rip review, baby.
Is rip reviews a real thing?
I mean, it's a real thing, but, you know, your mans ain't putting them on the trade show, so we don't really know.
We'll look into it for next semester.
Consider it an open investigation.
Last and final question. What's it mean to you to be a shithead?
Let me tell you something. That's all I ever wanted.
I think that'll do, Mr. Schumer. You're qualified to graduate this semester. Congratulations.
Go Birds, baby.
Mr. Fizzle Dollars.
Yo, what up?
Thank you for attending South Harmon Institute of Technology. We're seeing if you're qualified to graduate this semester.
I still owe money, but I'm gonna pay that shit off first. So.
Finish this sentence for me. Welcome to South Harmon.
I'm glad you're here today.
My man. Corey Schumer, in here before you.
My guy.
Can you say go Birds?
No, after them Eagles, man. I can't do nothing with them. After.
Who's the greatest wide receiver of all time?
Dez Bryant, 100%. Throw up the X all night, all day.
Mr. Fizzle Dollars, I think you, sir, are qualified to graduate from South Harmon.
That's it. We out of here.
Mr. T-Rock, we're seeing if you're qualified to graduate from South Harmon today. On a scale of 1 to carnitas, how baked are you right now? I think that will be an acceptable answer.
Is that shit?
Mr. T-Rock, do big dogs gotta eat?
Absolutely, all the time.
Mr. T-Rock, I think you are qualified to graduate from South Harmon, and I would also go seek medical attention as soon as possible.
Dan, Xbox, or Johnny?
Yes,
Which
sir.
one is it?
All three.
It's a shithead.
Yeah.
Now, Dan, we have a question for you here. To get out of Savage semester, we have a policy here. You know, no shitheads left behind. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of curious. You were the last person to see the whereabouts tonight of one Rip, not R.I.P., but our friend Rip. Curious if you had any details on the matter.
Don't remember the guy. Never heard of him.
Never heard of her. Okay. As far as what you've learned here in Savage Semester, other than being fully accountable for everything that Rip has done and has not done on this 3-day adventure, what have you learned on this trip?
Who?
R.I.P. Rip. What have you learned here at South Harmon?
So, he looks good in Mike's shirt.
We did see that. Speaking of which, that brings up an important thing, the quarterback horde. What's your take on the quarterback horde strategy, and would Rip be able to pull it off?
Nah, that would never happen. That would mean he couldn't compete, and that wouldn't fly.
Win now only. I like this.
Win now only.
Very observant. Mm-hmm. Last and final question.
Uh-huh.
Now that you are a shithead, what do you plan to do with it?
Take over the world.
Xbox, you are approved. Cody, now that you've graduated as a South Harmon member, what have you learned during this trip? Cody, is it true the rumors of Sleepgate at South Harmon Institute of Technology? Can you confirm or deny that you were also sleeping on the kitchen floor? Were there any other locations that you may or may not have been asleep at during your stay at South Harmon Institute of Technology? Do you have anything further you'd like to add? Care to expound upon that? Thank you for your honest answers, Cody. That will be enough. Koopa Troopa, there's a mixed crowd on this. Koopa's come up so fast that people are wondering, is this the right thing to do? Koopa, what makes you a shithead that deserves to be a shithead?
Well, you see, I came here and I made some shit. And what is a shithead without making shit?
Very well put. True shithead right there. So, Koopa, let's dig deeper. How do you feel you did today fixing all the mess that McNutt had created as far as financials go for South Harmon?
I feel like we did a good job. I mean, we'll have to check back in probably like a couple weeks and see how far the red line really went. But hopefully we can get it back into the black.
There's a lot of people out there that have faith in you to do so, although it is a daunting task. That being said, this trip, this 3-day escapade, what were your highs and lows? Whether that's a shithead for you, someone that was taking your room, wouldn't let you basically sleep in your own room. What do we know? Give me what Koopa thinks of this trip.
I think it was good once I had a place to be. You know, sometimes you just kind of have to float around. You just have to wait to figure out, you know, like sometimes you don't know where you want to sleep. So you just gotta figure that out over time and just play it by ear.
Play it by ear. I like that. What is the highlight for you in this moment as far as your classmates? Do you believe they're deserving of being a shithead? There was some shithead moments, but are they really worthy of wearing that cap and gown?
Well, if you're going to be a shithead, you're going to do some crazy shit. And the further you go, the more deserving you are.
So with that being said, who is the most deserving? Who went the furthest?
It's a close tie between Cody and Cody.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows it's Cody, so which Cody?
The Cody.
We all know what that means too. Last question here, Koopa, and this frankly was going to be what determines whether you get accepted or not as far as being a shithead. If you can walk this, if you can be a graduate, do you think that WoRP is something that all the shitheads know right now? You as the expert, do you believe everyone that's going to graduate actually knows what the hell WoRP is?
I think most of them are going to be able to get the first 2 or 3 words.
I thought you were going to say letters.
But I mean, outside of that, I mean, it's a whole religion now with WoRP worshipers, but I don't think they even understand what that means.
Well, that's why it's so controversial. There's so many people clamoring that no one that's graduating this year knows what WoRP means. And I have to ask you, do you believe you've done everything that you can to help, although they're not the brightest or the smartest people, learn what WoRP is. Do you feel you've done everything in your power to teach them?
I feel like I just made it, and then I cast it off to everyone else, and it's on them.
True shithead way. It's on them. Looks out for himself. And the last question I have, Koopa, what can WoRP do for you?
It can do a lot. It starts with 10%, and then it goes on to helping you with Dynasty, and lastly, saving you from bankruptcy.
We only can hope. We only can hope that it can save us from bankruptcy. Koopa, hoping that this will still be valid a year from now. You have graduated. You are a shithead. Congratulations.
Thank you.
2023 graduating class. RIP.
25. Keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. We'll leave that shit.
2023 graduating class. Koopa Troopa.
Got something that you need to say. I didn't know what you love me. Juice. And it was the enemy of my
2023 graduating class. Dr. B. Harris.
remember.
23 graduating class. Schumer. Yeah. 2023 graduating class. Sleepy Cody. 2023 graduating class. T Sizzle. And finally, 2023 graduating class, Fizzle Dollars. Hey. You gotta throw that extra. Yeah. Of course, late to his own fucking graduation. Xbox. Look, bro. Fuck, what the fuck, bro? I don't even know what to do, man.
That's why I try to push it back. I've hardly breathed.
Oh,
the whole time.
It hurts.
Oh.
It hurts so much. It hurts so much. We didn't even get the biggest interview with T-Rock with the fifth D.
Listen, I gotta save a little bit of something for the actual drop of the video. There was also we got a Jay Peters one in there, man. But
shit,
I had to put that out there, buddy. It's whew.
Oh my
goodness,
God.
bro.
Yeah, listen, I lived it. I was there when it happened. It still is hilarious just watching it now. I was rolling. Koopa's thing too. I never saw Koopa do his interview. I was preoccupied at the time.
Listen, man. That Mike, tell him this is why we brought the shit, man. We brought all the stuff to record some stuff live, and oh my goodness, that one lived up to the hype, boy.
But Koopa was right, man. I was doing the bookkeeping before before we came on here, and I was like,
listen,
shit.
Koopa. I mean, Koopa did his thing too. Let me just say, I watched Koopa start finessing, but we're gonna need some supers or something, buddy. I mean, we're in Mike decided that money was no object on this trip. Let's just say that.
Yeah, we'll take all the super chats we can get.
We're not begging. We're just speaking the truth. No, just play it, man. But
oh man, what a trip.
Man, that was so fun, bro. Like that whole thing was amazing. Trip was awesome. Most of us hadn't met in person beforehand, right? You and I met the one time.
A couple times.
We'd met T-Rock at the first expo. Who else was at the first expo that was there? Was that it? No.
Oh man, a lot of those guys from the first expo didn't come back.
Was it really just us three?
We had Mikey and T.
Theo weren't there, right?
Yep. Man.
Nah, you know what, bro? It was.
Man, that's crazy, ain't it? Now that we think about it.
But that's the thing. Like, man, understand. Like, I know T-Rock and Fizzle. They ended up being in the same room and like really vibing, And it's crazy, man. That most of that was first time for us meeting, and let me just say, man, those 3 days were awesome. Like, I will never ever forget them days, and I think it speaks for me anyway to like what we're building here, and it's not really us. It's the community plus what we're doing plus where we're trying to go, and everybody felt like very involved in a part of the same thing, and like building collectively, man. That's something that you don't even see over there, man.
Yeah. It's man, I can't say it. Like, people ask me like what South Harmon is, right? We had this discussion. I don't know how to tell you. I can only show you, right? That's all I can do. I can only show you, Adam. What a weekend. We gotta get some questions before we get.
Yeah, man. Let's
actually do some AMA
We got
stuff.
it, man. We're only 30 minutes in. We had to get some expo love in there for my guys, man. All the shitheads that came through, like,
I gotta bring this heart rate down again,
man. There was a super here, believe it or not. It was a $2. 3 out of 2. Thank you. What side are you on? So I need to go. Oh wow, that means I need to go get 1 out of 2 first. My dudes, my daughter loves your song intro. Hey, Fizzle,
let's go.
She dances and sparks up with joy every time. It's funny. Mine does too. That's actually funny. She like kind of bobbing around.
Right.
Thank you, Fizzle, for your talents. Next chat we'll have a trade. All right. 12 teams, Superflex, start 9, PPR, no tight end, premium. Kyler Mack, Chase Brown, Jake Ferguson, and 424 first. DD projected early, mid, too late. T-Law, Lamar, Sanders, and A.J. Dillon.
Right.
4 first. Holy shit, man. That's crazy talk. I know T-Law and Lamar is... this is a ton to break down, Mike. What do you got?
All right, I'll ask you right off the rip from me.
Rip reviews?
Is Kyler and Mack enough for you to tear down off of Lamar or T-Law? Pick one. Doesn't matter.
Honestly, nah, probably not.
Okay.
So in a start 9 lineup, let me preface by that. Best ball, we'd have a different discussion, I think.
Yep. If it's not, then right, like the 4 first are going for the rest of it.
They have to.
The other quarterback.
You
Miles
put that
Sanders
immediately
and
to like the T-Law, whatever. You didn't appropriate, right?
Like I could maybe sneak it in if you had one of those, like you said, one of them's projected on Dynasty Daddy right there, projected early, and you have one mid and a couple late. But that's going to account for one of those quarterbacks plus Miles Sanders plus A.J. Dillon. The rest of the stuff you're getting back in Chase Brown, Jake Ferguson isn't enough. So if I'm doing it, like I still want the T-Law, Lamar, Miles Sanders, and A.J. Dillon side. You can keep your Kyler Mack and your 424 first. Like, it's just not enough for me to move off them.
Man, like here's the thing. The more I start digging into different formats, playing in them, like, dude, line up start 9 with no tight end premium. Okay, so the tight ends are already probably irrelevant, but now I know for a fact they are. Line up start 9 is all about quarterbacks in this thing. You get 2 of the elite ones, dude, you can have more than this. You can have more than whatever the hell the top side is.
Yeah.
It's simply that simple in this format.
Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Before I say it, but there's no way I'm doing this trade, Adam. Like,
You're not sending away the bottom side. You're saying, right?
Yeah, like I could, but like it's gonna be
Not for
tiered down
this.
for not for Kyler and Mac. Like Kyler, okay, that's fine.
Let me ask
but,
you
like,
this: if
you
it
got to
was,
get a lot better than Mac as that piece, and Chase Brown, Jake Ferguson, who really cares?
let me ask you this: if it was, like let's say we remove Mac and we remove Lamar or T-Law, whichever one you want to, and like one or two of the first, like would you tier down from one of these quarterbacks to Kyler in a couple of the first plus whatever else for this trade? You see what I'm saying?
Like I'll send Miles Sanders, AJ Dillon. Let's say T-Law for Kyler and the early and the mid projected first.
Right.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like here you go. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I would do that.
I think that's where it's the two quarterbacks that are
Giving up both of them.
You cannot send somebody two top 12 quarterbacks in a start 9. You just cannot do that. No way.
No, thank you.
No
thank you at
way.
all. Pass.
Love you guys and everyone there. Thanks for making it as unforgettable as it was, man. Listen, it was.
Thanks, Corey. And Adam,
Corey added a lot to the negativity of the financials, but he's
There you go.
12 team full PPR start 12. Would you trade Cody for an active player or keep him on sleeper app on some bench?
Which one?
Listen, I think this is what when I talked in the start of the video, right? It's like, listen, man, I know that I'm going up against superior talent weekly. You know, like I know my team's not. You look at Dynasty Daddy, who we just partnered with, right? Like you look at Dynasty Daddy, and I know my team's not the greatest. I know it's towards the bottom, but damn it, I ain't trading him away. That's my shithead.
That's my guy.
I'm keeping. I don't know which version of the Cody it is, but I'm keeping him. By the way, there was one night where both these dudes were so wild. The two Codys, they about had ATM losing it, and still love him, man. Still love him, man. So we're good.
Still love him. That's right. Then we had one Cody lose it the next night, like full on lose it. About had McNutted get off on him too. Like I was about to lose my shit.
What happens at South Harmon stays at South Harmon, man.
That may have involved my shirt.
All right, we are out of supers. Let's get to questions.
Thanks, Fizzle. Thanks for the super chat.
Appreciate you, Fizzle. Appreciate Corey. Appreciate everyone that was there, man. It was unbelievable. All right, start 12 Superflex. I have Fields, Watson, Pickett, Ritter, newbies in this league, and they don't even have two quarterbacks. I want to QB tax them, but they are scared to trade. What would you take for Ritter or Pickett?
Ooh.
I mean, if they're scared to trade, they're not probably going to make this now, because you got to remember, until the bye weeks start happening or injuries happen, like people are going to tell themselves a story that they're good, right? And whether they are or they're not, you're going to probably end up selling light if they're afraid to scare.
Like Ritter for me is where I take a second and just something back, like a dart throw back.
So basically, if you can get it out of quarterback and into your lineup, something.
Yeah, like I'm actively targeting bad teams so that think they're good. You know what I mean? Like let me get that second off of you and let me just get a piece back. Anything. I don't care what it is.
I think too. I would actually kind of like to know how many starters here, because start 10. Here we go. Like start 10, man. That's tough because a lot of those guys you're going to get back really aren't meaning much. I'd almost rather stay liquid, like completely.
Yeah, but they're not going to let you, right? Like I want to put that piece in there. The real thing is,
do you think you can get 2 seconds for Ritter?
No, there's no chance.
Second and a third?
Maybe.
I think if a team doesn't have quarterbacks at all, that's really not breaking them off even.
Right, but is Ritter really a quarterback?
Is one quarterback in Superflex? Is that going to work?
No, that's not going to work either.
You asked the question. You asked the question, and I'm going to make you stick to it. And I'm going to ask Corey to answer it again. Corey, how many quarterbacks is too many in a quarterback horde? Never been too many.
Never been.
So I'm asking for at least a second and a something that can get in my lineup, or I want to stay liquid. So
Pickett, first and a second, do it. Like I'm good.
Yeah. Would you take a single first for Pickett?
No, unless it was one of those poison pills trades. You know what I mean?
Like you see the team's terrible.
Yeah, like absolutely horrible on League Simulator, Dynasty Daddy, whatever you want to look at. They always are at the bottom of the league, and they think Kenny Pickett's going to be the thing that save them. Let me get that first off you, boss.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is Xbox here right now? Honestly, I don't know. I hope so. I haven't seen him.
He show up late to his own graduation.
Bro, that was so funny. You know what was great about that though? If you go back and rewatch this, like we had just a roll of paper towels. We had no graduation stuff, no cap and gown. I was like, damn, I kind of messed up on that. And then the roll of paper towels was like, all right, here, go wipe your shit off. You're a shithead now. Xbox came late. It was like probably a couple minutes after we were done.
Yeah.
And there was one left on that thing, so we could just throw the roll off. It was hilarious.
Man, we out there too playing that Vitamin C graduation song from like 2003. Let's go, man.
That speaker system in there was kind of ridiculous for the auditorium, man.
Yeah, it was banging. I know you couldn't hear it as well on the video because it's overpowering.
Well, I was almost like, damn, I wish we wouldn't have done that, so I could just actually put the audio like in over top. But
for sure.
It was
but you had to set the move, man.
Yeah, we had to set the move in there. Yeah, I'm with you. Listen, man, as I'm finding questions, I'm just gonna like highlight stuff like this, because there are freaking crying emoji tears everywhere. How often have you guys met each other in real life? That was time too, right? Mute it.
Damn it!
Come on, damn it!
This is the rust.
Listen,
this is the rust,
listen, man.
Liver.
The
livers are dead. The brain cells are dying too.
That's what I'm saying, man.
This is the second time. Last year at the Expo, this time at the Expo. So
yeah,
I'm trying to talk my mans, and it's a hard sell to get Adam to come over for like a weekend to Dubuque, Iowa. But we might get one.
I was about to do it, and then Koopa revealed the lack of funding to get over there. So
lack of funding.
We'll get there, man. We'll eventually get there. It'll be fun. 12 teams start, 10 PPR tight end premium. Dobbins for Deontay, a 24-second, or Dobbins for Ayuk.
Ooh.
So, he's trading away Dobbins here.
Ooh.
Would you rather have Deontay in a second or Ayuk?
As much as I love Ayuk, like I really have him up there. Like that's much better receiver. I also really just like when you take two assets. I don't think Deontay's horrible. And start 10 like he's going to make your lineup. Adam, like he's gonna make your lineup.
I mean, I think this comes down to the.
I think I'm gonna go Deontay in a second.
I don't think
because I want the 2-for-1.
I don't think you're like either one is necessarily wrong because I'll be honest. I worry about Deontay actually making lineups. And also his dynasty value to get out. Right, like I think he'll be better. There's no way he can be worse than last year. So let's just start there. Can't be worse. If he has any type of touchdown regression, which will be positive, he should be better. But
which isn't hard to do, right?
Right.
One.
He's not like how do I put this? He's not going to be a staple of your lineup. At the same time, though, he could be. But dude, Ayuk I think is so much more safe. But the second buys you so much more. So I want Ayuk personally of these two packages, but I'm not going to fight it if you want to take the Deontay in the second part.
Split decision, but yeah, I'm with you. Even though I disagree with you, both of them are really close.
Listen, Koopa's basically saying that it's okay for you to disagree with me and everyone listening. That's why Koopa and I are taking care of it from here. All right?
All right.
Okay. When is the best time to buy Brees? 24, 105-ish plus Ayuk was asked of me. Feels like a lot on not a top team, but should be in the playoffs.
No thanks at this point.
No. If Mike, let me ask you, Ayuk in a late first, would you do it?
Nope.
I wouldn't either.
It
feels like Brees' market's kind of crashing, but I also love Ayuk. I think that's part of the problem. What about 105 straight up? Like mid-first straight up?
No.
You keep the mid-first?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. This guy's tired, man.
I'm just saying, like, what we did a damn podcast on it. People didn't believe me. What's going to happen to his value here after this? And this is the crazy thing. This is something I pointed out on Twitter, right? So it's relevant.
Okay.
Zeke Elliott signs with the Patriots. Ramondre's fine. Y'all don't worry about it. He wouldn't get 90% of the touches anyways. Dalvin Cook signs with the Jets. Panic sale. I told y'all, sell Brees. Sell Brees. It's over.
There's my Expo McNutty right there. Hands up, all excited.
The fuck
That's
are we
the guy.
talking about, man? Like,
Let's go. I'm muting.
Is it bad for both of them? Yeah. But, like, we knew it. We knew it weeks ago when we did a podcast talking about Brees specifically. I said, at the time, it seemed more likely like Dalvin was signing that weekend, right? Like from all reports. It just took a little while. But when it happens, people are going to panic. Twitter's wild in it. Apparently, Dalvin Cook is still really good, even though we talked about his metrics last year. Not the greatest, right? And Brees, highly efficient on limited touches. Won't change much. I still want him, Adam, but I'm going to let the market, I'm going to let Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it is.
How much do you want him? What would you pay then? Because you're saying no. Let me ask you this: Ayuk or Brees right now, 1-for-1?
No, I take Brees over Ayuk.
So let me, like that. I had a feeling that was the case. But
Yeah.
what's the pivot point? Like, let's give clarity. Like if you think it's more of a playoff team, like I think this question kind of asks more like a generic first.
Playoff first and a Grease, like a playoff second.
Yeah.
Easily?
I mean, I guess when it comes to first, if I have a chance to get playoffs, like a team that's not making the playoffs, I'd probably take the pick.
Over Brees Hall.
Man, no, I'm not doing
right. That's where I'm at. Like if it's you're talking like 105-ish.
It seems light, though. It seems light, man. It seems like we're trading at the worst time.
You are. But I'm also willing to roll the dice for this class coming up in 2024 on early because we're going to know what happens with those dudes when it comes time, right?
I mean,
we're already seeing shit that Marvin Harrison Jr. might be the greatest. Marvin Harrison Jr. might be the greatest wide receiver of all time. Like we're already seeing it. We didn't get.
He might go 1-on-1 right now at the hype rate.
That's
I'm not even gonna say might.
He might. He very well could. How about that?
Next year at the Expo, everyone's going to be asking who's got Marvin Harrison at the 1-on-1. A lot of people. Hold on. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Twitter, X, whatever. I'm gonna let them do their thing and tank Brees' market more before I want to buy.
All right. How would you approach a league mate who refuses to trade because you fleeced him on a deal? Trade him Diggs in a second for Bijan in a third. This guy also plans to leave the league after this year. I mean, I need more context. Like, what if he's afraid that you're going to fleece him now? Like, what's the approach? Like, what are you going to do to convince him of other things? Like Mike basically bodies someone and then they're on the DND, do not trade list. So
right. Jag put me on that list a long time ago.
I don't actually know. Like, the only thing I guess this is where you just keep making trades and you hope that one of them is. Like, I'm not doing anything specific with the manager. I'm not wasting my time because that's probably really, really foolish. I'm going to keep making trades, and you got to hope that eventually there's kind of a combination of FOMO and they think you made the wrong deal. And then at that point, you might be able to get a trade done again. But you got to just, how I would approach it, leave him alone. Let him be. Don't go back up there. They think you fleeced them. They're not going to trust anything you do. You're wasting your time, in my opinion.
I'm definitely not getting in their DMs and typing out paragraphs, You know how like people go back and forth and tell you about values and what you should or should not do.
This is what Keep Trade Cut says, man. Go check this out. No, that's not me. Nope.
I just leave it alone. Like, I still send offers, but you decline them, I don't care. Like, that's fine. Like, there's other managers. I'll approach them too. It doesn't really bother me. Like you said, at some point they get FOMO. Like, man, everybody else making trades. Well, who's the easiest dude to deal with? How back in this DMs?
Listen, T. Williams, you're in the right place, man. Be a shithead. That's exactly what you needed to hear. Because I'll tell you one thing. I really haven't been someone that would chase DMs there, but I've seen it, and I'm like, Rip, stop. T-Rock, stop. Just leave it be. And that's probably the right answer. All right. What are we doing with Bateman? Sell or hold?
Oh, I'm holding. We don't know. Don't know.
I think part of the problem is his market's not that great, man. Like, Mike, can you use our Sleepier to get some recent Bateman deals? Because
Yeah.
let's plug that, and then two, here's the thing, Blind. I appreciate the super chat, by the way, but I have a hard time. Part of the reason I think he ends up being a hold is just because I think his market's kind of shit. Now, if you could find a place to pivot, I would happily do that. I almost kind of want to, but it feels like you're going to end up getting stuck.
Mm-hmm. Man, we don't got a whole lot of deals.
Do you feel the same way? There you go. You don't even have a whole lot of deals. That just tells you everything you need to know, man. His market's cold as hell. That's a hold.
I mean, everything I got is like he's just thrown in as ancillary pieces. The last like deal that probably surrounds him, where he's even close to being like one of the pieces you would talk about, was on the 3rd. Damian Harris and Rashad Bateman for a 3rd and a 4th round pick.
Say that again? Wait a minute.
Right.
What?
Damian Harris and Rashad Bateman for a 3rd and a 4th round pick.
Bro. Blind. Appreciate the super chat.
Or you got
That's a
Rashad
hold.
Bateman and a 4th for a 2nd.
I'm
Right.
out. I'm holding my shares, man. There's no way. There is no way, bro.
It's so you know how like the Sleepier Trade Finder works too. Like these are, so I'm in 30 some leagues, right, Adam? How many there are? This pulls trades from every single person that I play in a league with in all their leagues. So like if I'm in a league with another dude that's in 35 leagues that I'm not in, right now we up to 70 leagues like to pull trades from, and it goes on and on like that. It's exponential. So a lot of data to pull from on this one. Not a lot of like Rashad Bateman deals going down.
We got a super chat here, Mike. My new name: pessimistic shithead or South Harmon hater. Vid was fun, but y'all are cringe, self-gratifying. Keep it up. I can't turn away.
I'll take it. I don't know what all those big words mean, but I'll take it.
See, that's the thing. Like, kind of impenetrable because I know what they mean, but.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm too stupid to figure it out.
No,
so
I mean, like, what? I guess we're cringe for being excited about meeting in person and having a good time. Like, that's okay. If that's the case, Mike, I'm cringe. You're right. I'm cringe. I am absolutely cringe.
Well, thank you for the super chat. I wish
and,
I knew.
FFB donator.
I did it. Yeah.
Listen, the good thing is, cringe or not, Mike is needing that. When what? YouTube's going to take about half of it, so what are we looking at, like 250?
They only take 30%. Come on, ain't that bad.
Well, it depends on it. The Apple ones are a little heavier, a little steeper.
Ooh, didn't know that. You got the deep dive.
But appreciate the supers.
Hell yeah.
I think that was what was so funny about it. Just a bunch of fellows who've been hanging for years, in some cases being as real as it gets. Complete vulnerability. Thanks for downplaying Brees for me. He still kind of got some magic RB1 overall dust in my brain. I mean, the thing about Brees for me is this. This year, I think he may not smash. And then we tell ourselves the story of like, all right, well, next year he'll be ready to go. Like, Cook will be gone and all that. And while I kind of agree with that, the market's telling me that they don't care about running backs as they get older. Look at like Jonathan Taylor, right? Like going into year 3, I don't want to bank on what his value is going to be in year 3. So,
right. I wouldn't like. I still have high hopes for him too, Simon. Like I still, I'm still on board the Brees train. I'm just going to let the market settle more, right? We're just in the realistic stages. Like I said, Twitter's just out here slamming them, and that's fine. Yeah. But let that narrative build, right? Let it marinate a little bit.
The beat
we got
build.
a few weeks. Yeah, we got a few weeks, so
yeah,
let's see how bad it gets.
Yep. All right. Appreciate it, Simon. I'm really struggling with this deal. Oh, here we go. All right, 10-team, start 11 PPR. I would be giving up JT at his bottom, DK in a second for CD and J.K. Dobbins. Would you give up Jonathan Taylor, DK in a second for CD Lamb and J.K.?
No.
Really?
No.
What? Well, let me ask you why not. Because I kind of, I'm a little torn. I kind of agree with you, but like, what is it about? So the JT to Dobbins thing's too far.
That's way too far, and there's not as big a gap between DK and CD for me. Like CD's really good, and I want him. Like,
so in any format,
DK
like a
still,
second's too much.
I'm not gonna say that. I think just on the surface, right? Like DK in a second for CD, would I make that trade? Yeah, like I'd rather have CD. So that's not what I'm saying, but I'm going. That's more reasonable than the drop from JT to JK. How about that? As a whole, I don't like the deal.
Yep. I mean, I think here 10 team makes it all for me because like 10 team start 11. This is 12 team start 11. I could see taking the DK and second side. 10 team makes it like thin out for me where I'm a little more willing to take this CD upgrade here, understanding the risks. So that'd be the way. Because if CD gets hurt or underperforms, you trade 3 pieces away where JT's probably going to be a better value than Dobbins. That sucks. But this is in 10 team all about like stacking studs in my opinion. So that's why I would do the up tier.
Fair.
So let's see what he says. Feels like it could be really rough on my end of the deal if JT plays since he's an elite talent. But I also acknowledge I'm transferring RB value to wide receiver. That trip, that's exactly where I'm at is like, I don't think in a 10-team league, primarily, a second and DK gets you to CD. And as much as I love JT, I'm still getting back a running back that's not as good, but like I would rather have that up tier in a 10-team is the reason I say that. But it also doesn't mean it's right. Like, I mean, I bet you're going to get close to 50-50 on this deal as far as who wants what side.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Had to dip for a bit. No worries, Skippy.
Glad you back.
We bike. Barry, yeah, man, it was an instant click too. Within 5 minutes, everyone's guard was down, which made it that much better. Thanks for self-gratifying, Corey. Appreciate you. We're glad you're here today, man. Give me the JT DK in a second. Not moving that. I have zero faith in Dobbins being anything this year.
Right, just as risky, if not more risky.
That's what I was saying. Like, I don't have any doubt that people are going to be on either side of this. I'm a little torn. I could see it either way. For me in a 10-team, I'm just going to go ahead and get that asset that I think is a little more value safe. But there's absolutely a case on the other side too. If DK was the lesser wide receiver, I'd be good with it. Does it change anything that I have Bijan, Brees, and JT? No. Not really. Like no, it doesn't really for me.
Nope.
Nah, I'm good. I put the deal in the Shithead Discord. It was overwhelming CD side 8-1. Interesting. Well, you know where I stand. Did you put it on the Shithead trade show? Shithead deals.
Well, not unless he made it. We don't put.
Oh, he didn't get the deal through. Oh, okay. I'm thinking he got it through. All good.
That's why he's asking.
Fair
what are we
enough.
doing?
Well, Mike, I'll tell you right now, my DMs are flooded with asking, and they've already made the deal. So let me just clarify about that.
I get you. Okay.
You know, more vodka donations. Talk
Thanks,
Shamo to me. Oh, Shane, appreciate this super chat. I don't believe in him in lineup. So what would you sell him for in a 10-team? What is the lowest you would accept?
I'll take any first for him right now. Any first.
Easy. I think in 10-team the problem is, I mean, any first is a smash. But I don't. As far as like a value wise, I don't think a second's worth a sell yet. Like I don't.
Who cares? Like he in a 10-team league, is he even worth worth that? Like, you know what I mean? Like
no. But my only point is I might be able to attach JMO to something else to tier up in a 10-team, which is like all I'd really want to do.
Why don't you try that? Like, why don't you try that? Why don't you attach a JMO with something and go try to get a piece that's actually worthwhile?
What, you talking to Shane or me? Because I don't play in 10 teams.
Yeah, neither do I. Pass.
Shane, Mike's
people still believe in him.
Mike,
though, man.
Mike, you know what, man? Mike's coming off of a fire trip and he's tired, and You know,
a little cranky.
Yeah, there. Thank you.
I gotta get up at 3 a.m. Go back to work, just drag out a day. Ugh.
The bigger question is there an actual change in his price today for JMO versus the week before he was allowed back?
He probably would be worth more the week before he's allowed back. Dynasty Bear, to be completely honest.
He will be, man.
Which is crazy because he's already valued stupidly high. Maybe it was just fighting in practice. Like he did have a little dip and some drops, but I don't know. Do you just hold him until the week before and then try to move him, or what?
I think for me, if I can get a first or a player value that I believe is parallel, like that can make my lineup in a league like that, I'm good 10 team. But man, otherwise I think I'd be willing to risk that 6 week whatever to see if there's a value bump and trade offer there, because there's also going to be bye weeks coming then too, where teams might actually send more than they will right now.
Could you attach JMO and a second together and get like a Christian Watson?
10 team, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Mike. I feel like I think the market is way hotter on Watson than I am. So part of it is like in a way, yes, but like I don't know if that gets done.
Quinn
Do
Johnson,
you think so?
Brandon Ayuk, Stephon Diggs.
Ayuk's gone way too high. No, and the Diggs window's closed. I think the buy now on that.
Devontae Adams.
I don't think so. Not in 10 team. In 10
Jerry
team.
Jeudy.
In a second, you're saying?
Yeah.
Not in 10 team, man, because that second means nothing in these 10 teams, I don't think, for most people that don't want to.
Means nothing to us. It doesn't mean nothing to them. Those fucking people in the 10-team leagues are weird from the get-go because they play in 10-team leagues. Probably means something to them.
No, but I agree with that point. But I agree with the point, like we don't play in there, but because everyone wants to tier up in 10 team because there's less teams, like everything down the line typically becomes devalued. Now, typically, it doesn't mean there's a guarantee. I don't think any of those deals get done. Shane, for what it's worth, I would make any one of those deals, including a second. So,
yeah, all right, yeah. 10-team leagues are home leagues, so yeah, the seconds probably matter.
Hey guys, love the show. 12-team Superflex PPR. I'm contending. Appreciate it, Dan. Trade Bryce, Mayer, and too late 24 first. Get Fields, Judy, 24 third, and Fant. Fields will be my quarterback 3 behind Mahomes and Daniel Jones.
So you'd be your QB2.
Right.
Be your QB2. Danny Dimes would be your QB3. Bryson a late first for Fields easily. Yeah, I'd do that. I like that. I'm in. Yeah.
I'm in too. Yeah, I like it.
I don't really give a shit about the Michael Mayer part. Then I can justify a late first for Jerry Jeudy in a 12-team league.
Mayer in this format means nothing to me, honestly.
Right.
Unless it's a like heavy tight end premium. Like there's no.
Good. You give Fant and Mayer. What's the difference right now? Like
market value.
Market value, but production wise, at the end of the year, could it be the same guy? Yeah, pretty easily.
Could Mayer be better? Sure, but like, how much better?
I like that. Yeah, I'm into Dan. I'd do that right now, easily. But yeah, you make Justin Fields your QB2. You said Danny Dimes on the bench. Fields at the moon, baby. 2023.
Seconds matter in 10 teams because 10 teams are home leagues. Trip, I mean, maybe you play in them. I know I don't. So if you can speak to that, like, I believe you. Everything I know about 10-team leagues and the way that, like, the lineup start 9s are, just, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
But,
we tell people so much that you need to up tier, but I'm telling you, Adam, you get in these leagues, these random leagues, these people don't play like that. They don't. They look at seconds, they go, oh, they're great. Or they look at these fringe wide receiver 3 types, and they're like, oh, I need that on my team for depth, or I need this.
Sure.
Like, we don't play that way, but they do.
Well, but here's my thing. I don't know. Shane says 100% a home league. All the 10 teams are I am home. I'll tell you this. Every home league I've ever played in, them picks don't mean nothing compared to what we think. if it's a player value, that's a different story for me, right? It's just the second value is like already devalued in every home league I've ever played in. But maybe it's just my effed up home leagues. I actually don't know. All right, let's get to this question here.
We should start some 10-team home leagues so we can find out for sure.
Koopa,
do some research.
Koopa, you're gonna have to hold down the 10-team home league part of. This isn't really a WoRP thing. It's just a you have to handle this. It's a 12-team start 10, but it's PPFD, points per carry. It's points first down, points per carry. While the skill positions are closer to quarterback, wide receiver is generally lower than a QB or RB. That was that CD question, right? I'm trying to think of that.
I believe so.
Or no, that was the Breeze question.
I don't know what you picked it.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of comments in here, man. I don't know what you want me to do.
You read it. It's hard.
What I need you to do, Mike, is like when I need you here. You know, like
on the casting couch.
Yeah, exactly. Simon, I know this is absolutely awful for you because that means nothing for us right now.
Perfect. We're also dog shit tired. Running on fumes.
Been running on fumes. All right, let's see. I'm looking for other actual questions. Lot of chat, by the way, but all right, here we go. Trade from 2 weeks ago, 12-team lineup, Superflex start 8. Oof. Traded Hollywood Brown and Tony for Jerry Jeudy because I refused to quit Jerry Jeudy. Too much for Jerry Jeudy.
Nope. I like
lineup start 8? No, not at all.
Tony's an afterthought. Nothing.
Lineup start 8? Like, dude, that's super shallow, man.
Mm-hmm. And Jeudy might not even end up in that threshold that you really want.
Yeah, I think it.
In the end.
I think the thing is though, like, how much more secure do you feel in Jeudy than Hollywood? And forget format for a second, just in like where they're gonna finish for the year. Like with that offense having almost seemingly no weapons in Arizona, and you and I hate Hollywood, but like, right?
Do we want to be relying on like the possibility of Clayton Tune and Colt McCoy as a quarterback, though? So trust Russ a lot more than those guys.
Yeah,
I'm taking Jeudy over Hollywood.
I think I'd probably do this because I bet you Tony's going to be a hard sell in this league.
Tony's a who gives a shit piece. Who gives a shit?
Jerry Jeudy is my new Lee Evans, Matt Jones, Martavis Bryant, other wide receivers that I love.
I love those names.
Which ultimately amount to nothing.
Let's go. Jerry Jeudy.
It feels like forever ago, but I was a big Martavis Bryant guy too.
We got one more super chat, and then I got to get out of here, folks. I got to go to bed.
All right.
Got to go to bed.
This is it, man. McNutted is calling the shot.
Blind. I'm calling it at 3. If it wasn't 3 a.m., I hang around for a while.
Oh, you got to be up at 3? Oh, yeah, we got to go.
3 a.m.
Appreciate everyone here. Appreciate all the love and support and FFB donator. I appreciate the super chat, and I put it up there because this is something I've been wanting to get back to. Got a couple haters. Still trying to acquire more. Still trying to acquire some more haters, man. What do you generally do with seconds, thirds, and fourths? I'm also in a home league where nothing matters if it's not a first. Got a lot of seconds. This is what I was talking about, man. This is the super chat. What I was saying about. I think in that I'm not going to just get rid of him to get rid of him, if that makes sense. I think in these type of leagues, what you have to try to do is find the person that will sell. Like you're basically going to try to look for like running back values that peak, and someone thinks they're selling high. And that's really what you want to do is use those seconds for like a running back spot start or a running back that maybe ends up in a situation no one predicted. Otherwise, I think the third and the fourth I could care less about probably anyway. But
so you won't be able to.
Seconds is a little different.
You won't really be able to use them to like grease piece or like tear up, right? This is what the big thing is. If nobody values them,
right.
Adam. But what you can do is, and I think during the season, this is something that people need to be aware of. With this WoRP tool and what we have right now, like you're going to be able to spot some of these trends, like the Juwan Johnson of last year, the Jamal Williams, and you'll be able to spot them a lot earlier than other people are. And I think if you were to go, what a Jamal Williams last year at one point was giving you as far as WoRP goes, you know, for a stretch would be worth a second, even though we think it's crazy. But if nobody values him, here you go. Let's go. Like, I'm done. The third, the fourth, right? For Juwan Johnson. Like, you look at his WoRP and you go, okay, I can plug this dude in. It doesn't cost me anything. Even though people devalue him, those are the kind of players you can go after. You may not be able to attach him to, you know, a Jameson Williams and go up, you know, like we want to all the time. But that's what I'd be looking to do with him. In-season stuff.
Makes sense. Well, I'll tell you this much, man. Mike normally, the Mike I know in person, this would be, you know, like warm-up hour. We're getting ready. It would be. But frankly, love y'all. But man, it's been a crazy few weeks.
I would say the last at least for me, from Tuesday night, from the minute I got in to last night. I did get to sleep in a little bit this morning, right? Finally, you know, I actually spent a 5 a.m.
How long did you sleep getting in at 2 a.m.?
I only slept for like 5. I think it was 5.5 hours. Then my kid woke me up. So kid still woke me up. I took a little nap on the couch today for about 30 minutes. But that's all I got. But I'm ready to go crash. Can't even do that because just in 5 hours I'll be getting up again.
Yeah, there's no.
But it's better than the 2 hours or 1 hour of sleep we're getting for days. Yeah,
you don't make it up. Trip Crown. If my team is hot dog water, it's intentional, or I really fucked up. So make an offer, man. But just understand, like, I'm not selling Bijan Light because Mike told me that I'm getting 3 first minimum. Like, it's happening. So
you should.
Trip Crown. There it is, buddy. Tired or not, I'm holding him to it. Appreciate you guys, man. It's gonna be fun all season. Looking forward to doing some more stuff. Stay tapped in because we have a lot of announcements to make as the season builds up. But we appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Unbelievable Expo. Can't wait to keep building on this. We'll see you guys next time. We're out of this thing. Peace.